Hello gang, Sharpshot21 here. Well, to follow up on the last video, Porsche is dead. We have replaced the Porsche at this point with a 2000s VW Beetle. It is henceforth, well, it's the housemates, but we are all calling it the fried green tomato. So there will be some Sharp's Garage videos on that. Definitely one coming up in the next week or two, where we're doing a head unit replacement, because the head unit it came with is not great, given that it's 30, almost 30 years old, has no Bluetooth, no Android Auto, no aux, no nothing. So we are putting one on that has all of that, mainly because we all run either Androids or iPhones these days, and being able to have CarPlay and Android Auto is very helpful for all of us with nav and music. So we are putting one of those in. Wasn't too badly priced. I want to say it was a little under $200. It also has backup camera, which, while not required, is a nice thing to have. So we'll run you through the install on that as well. Shouldn't be too bad to get done, but that'll be over the next week or two. I'll be working on that, and then as soon as that's done, those videos will get uploaded. You should have noticed on this past Friday's video, we have an official intro for the Danger Ranger. So once I've got enough content recorded, each different series, so the Danger Ranger, the Fried Green Tomato, the X3, my 318, the Mini, they are all going to get their own intros, and I'm also going to work up a general intro for those videos when we don't have enough footage to make a vehicle specific one. So yeah, some new stuff coming down the pipe. Fried green tomato videos, because it is going to need some work, so we're going to go through, it's in really good shape. It's a single owner. The people we bought it from had it for, less than 200 miles, but we're still going to go through it. I'm going to put, new oil change in it, new filters, even though that's probably been done. We'll, drain the gearbox, because it is a standard, and replace that with new gearbox oil. We'll top up and check the AC system, though it all looks really good. Might do a coolant flush, because who knows when that was done last. I'll have to check the logbook, because it does have a logbook, which was one of the reasons I felt comfortable adding it to the fleet. It drives really nicely. Interior has been sort of redone. The seats were reupholstered a little while ago, as was the headliner. So you'll see why we're calling it the fried green tomato. The cup holders all need to be replaced, and I'm probably going to end up doing some printed ones, because good luck finding ones that aren't totally destroyed. They are all sorts of split out, so that's, not helpful. Plus, have you ever tried to use the cup holders in a Bug? At least a New Beetle? Not the most recent gen that came out in like 2015, 2016, but a late 90s through 2000s one. The front cup holders on that thing before the facelift, useless. Absolutely useless. Cannot fit a soda, a 20-ounce soda bottle in them. Cannot fit a Stanley in it at all. Like that's, you can maybe fit a 12-ounce coffee mug, like a paper to-go one, or a soda can. But that's about it. I don't know what VW was thinking. They had plenty of real estate to put cup holders in. It would have been not super trivial to push the dash back a little bit. Or not untrivial to push the dash back a little bit, but I'm digressing. So we're going to model up and print some cup holders that at least will be able to hold a soda, hopefully, maybe. Or I'm going to, print up some bases and mod in some cup holders of some type that sit a little further back, sort of on the side of the console. So that, we can use them, because the way they stand right now, no. As I mentioned earlier, getting a new head unit. We'll figure out where we can mount a couple of MagSafe wireless chargers, because while I use Android, I have gone to the dark side and bought myself a MagSafe case, and I'm beta testing a MagSafe wireless car charger for all of us. If I like it and it works well, we're going to end up probably swapping all of the cars over to MagSafe chargers, including the truck here. So it'll be the truck. I'll put one in the Mini when I get it down here. The Beamer is definitely going to get one, the 318. The Housemate's X3, and obviously the fried green tomato. A couple other things probably to do to that car is we're going to replace at least one, if not two, of the 12-volt cigarette lighter, standard plugs, with the same ones that I did in the Mini and on the bike. The dual USB with a USB-C adapters, or I may just try to go like dual USB-C with a single USB-A. We'll play around and see what I can find for those that I like with good reviews. Just because it's nice to be able to have USBs and not have to use an adapter. So I'm gonna, we'll swap that over. It doesn't need a whole lot of work though. I mean, it's in really good shape. It's gonna be kind of the backup car, so it's gonna sit a fair bit. I do want to see if I can find a battery hold down. We are gonna replace a couple pieces on the interior, but they're gonna be very minor. It was a good find. I think it was a good buy. We needed 3 vehicles, and with the Porsche down, it didn't leave us a whole lot to go by. Especially, I'm gonna have to take the Ranger off the road again in probably a couple of weeks, so I can do rear brakes. That in theory should only be a day, but if it turns into 2, with filming for you guys, then I need a vehicle I can take into work. And if that's the one, then that's the one. You know, better to have and not need than need and not have. I'm hoping I can get the Mini down by the end of the summer, but we'll see what happens there. I would like to have it for the fall and the nice days in the winter. Not going to drive that in the salt. Not that they, you know, we've needed a whole lot of salt the last couple winters down here, so I'm hopeful. So yeah, you know, we're going to keep it nice. Hopefully, we're going to be getting out of this apartment and into something a little bigger in the next 6 months. But we'll see how that goes. I need to be making a little more money for that to happen, as do the housemates. But, you know, we're going to keep on keeping on. So, a little update for some future videos to look for this summer, in addition to the Danger Ranger stuff and the Voron stuff. There will be some fried green tomatoes. And, you know, probably a handful of other things once we, you know, get the Mini down, or if the X3 needs some work, or maybe I can get the Mini, and if we move into someplace with a decent garage, I can get the 318 down, and we can finally start doing some videos on that app. It's painted, and start putting that back together, do a, you know, gut refinish on the interior, and start doing some mods on that. If Formlabs is watching, you know, I'd love one of those large format SLA printers. That'd be super duper handy, guys. You know the one I'm talking about. It's like at a cubic foot of print volume, and the wash station is just as big. That would be super nice. You know, because there's some interior trim pieces that I want to print for that. You know, we'll talk about in another video. And then when I get to redoing the truck with the resto mod on this, it would be super handy to have some of those trim pieces too. So, you know, projects on projects and projects down the line. So, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Sharps out.